even before we got married, I knew. We met at 17. Well, I was 17, and there's just so many signs you miss and things you ignore. And for me, I think the most important thing that I ignored was his relationship with other people. There was no sign or show of violence. If anyone had ever told me that I would be in an abusive relationship, I would have fought. I was one of those people that said if a fly should hit me and he smacked the fly on my hand, I'm gone. My final year flash exam, I did a cartoon against domestic violence. I was that girl that would advise you, you can't take it. And I took it. Two years before we got married, I think was the first episode. And we still got married. The episode that occurred was almost stupid. I picked him up from the airport, and I mean, right off the bat, I think we were just arguing. We hadn't seen each other for a few months after having been in a long-distance relationship, and I was overreaching. I think I wanted him to have a good day. I had planned how I would go and visit people, and people miss. I mean, this is like, how many years ago now? Maybe 17 years ago. Mobile phones had just come into Nigeria. You send a text to somebody and they don't even get it. So I had sent a bunch of messages to my friend saying, oh, we're going to meet up on this. So I got to their house. She wasn't there. So I waited around, and then I saw him staring at me from the window just because I was making conversation with her brother. And as soon as we got into the car and started driving, he pulled the handbrake. I was shocked, but I was upset. And I could have sworn I hit him first. We kept driving, and by the time we got to like 2 streets before my house, we literally got into a fight. And the next thing I knew, my head was outside of the window. He was literally strangling me. And it's one of those things that you say is a one-off, because nothing happened for a year after then. We broke up that night and got back together 2 days or 3 days after. And that's where you start to give your power away. Because from that point on, it was more, you guys have been together for 5, 6 years. You guys are the it couple. Oh my goodness. Don't tell me you guys are breaking up. That was literally the reason why we stayed together. I remember my mom always saying that you can't marry someone who you're different from, and I think I wanted to prove her wrong, and I was wrong. On my wedding, I knew I would be divorcing soon. Church was fun. I think we laughed our way through. I can remember the pastor saying, these people are so close, they're just giggling away. By the reception, I was in tears. I'm not really sure if I can say this word on camera, but he called me a bitch at the reception table. I was pregnant with my first son, possibly about 3-4 months pregnant. I was tired, I didn't want to dance, and it probably stemmed from an argument of let's dance. I remember my older brother, my cousins all saying, are you guys sure? Do you want to go on with this marriage? And I remember thinking, I'm an adult. This is what adults do. You cope with what you've been given. You take it and you roll with it. And I started rolling with something that I wasn't really sure that I wanted for myself.